So here's an entertaining one, and not to mention the most graphic story ever covered in this channel, so disclaimer for mature audiences only, about a guy who learns the hard way why it's so important not only that you and your girl are compatible and have the same viewpoints and interests in a lot of things, but also be compatible in the bedroom. And you're going to see here how it completely blows up in his face more ways than you think. Title: Am I wrong for breaking up with my girlfriend after she continues to cross my S-word boundaries? And let me tell you, she crosses the boundaries. It says, I, a 24-year-old male, just broke up with my girlfriend of 6.5 months. She's 23. After she continuously crossed boundaries in bed that I wasn't comfortable with. This all started about 2 to 3 months into dating. For the first while, I personally thought the SEX was amazing. In the first couple of months, she told me she wished I would do more to her and let her do more to me. I asked her to explain what she meant, but she said she was into CNC and being hit. But also, she likes to be dominant at times, and she wanted to try PEGGING. And if you don't know what that is, Google it and look it up. I told her I wasn't really comfortable with any of that. You think? But we could slowly try some things if she really wanted to. Smack! You just gave her permission to shove something up your ass, dude. Over the next couple of months, we got a bit more kinky with things, like me tying her up. However, when it got to the hitting, I started getting uncomfortable again. Especially coming from that kind of a background and upbringing, the last thing I wanted to do is for people to feel how I felt as a child, but that's beside the point. Dude, you are just asking for trouble for doing that if a gal wants that. And there are gals that are turned on by getting slapped around and hitting all that. You're only asking for trouble because like that, they can make accusations. It's not what. Get out of the relationship. After I told her I was uncomfortable, she belittled me, saying a real man would do whatever it takes to please his woman. She is just manipulating you to obviously lash out at her and for her to get what she wants. Add manipulative to the list here. After that, we didn't talk for a while until about a week and a half later to 2 weeks. She initiated sexy time again. I thought maybe she was all over that stuff. What, in 2 weeks? I don't think so. She enjoys that you're not comfortable with this. Let's be honest here. For the most part, it was normal until the end. She finished me off with a BJ, and I finished in her mouth. She pretended to swallow and then went in for a kiss. I had no problem with that until she spit my whole you-know-what back into my mouth, covered my mouth, and forced me to swallow it. It's fucking disgusting. She likes humiliating this guy and making him uncomfortable. She gets off on this. I had never felt such betrayal, trust, and disgust in my life. I freaked out on her, and she just laughed, telling me how I now know how it feels to be a girl. I screamed to her to leave my house, and she did. Oh my God. Listerine. A couple nights went by, and she apologized, saying she misses me and just wants to see me again. I am picturing a girl with borderline personality disorder. So she came over after I got off work, cooked supper at my house, and we watched a movie together and cuddled. She eventually started to make a move, and I said I didn't feel comfortable with it, as last time she really crossed a boundary with me. You have to respect boundaries, not just the relationships, but also the bedroom here. There has to be trust in every aspect of the relationship. She promised we could do it the way I liked, and we did, which made me happy. She seemed pretty happy afterwards, which made me feel good, and she was respecting my boundaries. Now, here we go. Listen to this. She decided to stay that night, and all was good until we went to sleep. I was abruptly awoken to her putting a lubed-up object into my rear end, and my hands tied to the corner of my bed frame. It only got a bit in before I jumped awake. I'm picturing him like asleep and like, what the fuck? When I realized what was happening, I started kicking. I ended up kicking her in the face, breaking her nose. She said she wanted to be hit. She screamed at me that I was an abusive piece of crap and that all she wanted was to have fun and exciting SEX life. She left and went to the hospital. I would love to hear her trying to explain how that happened. Woken up middle of the night with her shoving that up his ass. He shouldn't have been with her. She told him what she was into, and he still stayed with her. She enjoys it. You want to talk about that's violating him, right? Situation was reversed. Look at what happened if he did that to her or something comparable, right? I told her we needed some time apart. Some time apart? No, you need permanently to be apart, jackass. And after a day, I told her it wasn't going to work out. I didn't feel comfortable seeing her anymore, as she betrayed my trust on multiple occasions. She called me a ton of names, and I won't get into it, and basically said that I wasn't even a real man, and she deserved better. Of course she deserved better, because she's 23 years old, in her prime, and the whole world tells girls that they deserve everything under the sun. Now she's telling people that I would hit her, and her broken nose was proof of that, because I lost control at night, worse than I ever had before. And that is why girl says she wants you to do that. You walk away, because this is what you're going to potentially deal with. Now I have people blowing up my phone, calling me an abusive a-hole, and I don't know what to do. Any help? Well, since obviously he's learned he can't be with a girl like this, go to somebody he absolutely trusts, like his father and uncle. He doesn't need to describe everything that went on, but just the gist of it, and she got kicked in the face, and ask for some good, solid advice. And probably also talk to an attorney, because next thing you know, you could have the police showing up at your door with handcuffs, okay? And go from there. And hopefully this will die down, and that'll be the end of it. Because the odds are people are just going to believe her, because the way he's describing her, it sounds like she puts on the sweet and innocent front for the world. And she gets in the bedroom, all of a sudden she turns into the freak, which a lot of times happens with the very sweet and innocent girls. I've noticed some of the craziest, the freakiest fucking girls I've ever known are the one that put on that sweet and innocent exterior to the world. And then the second you close that door and the lights are off, holy fucking shit. It's like, where'd this girl come from? So he needs to protect himself here. So there you go, guys. You must be compatible, not just in the relationship and all, but also in the bedroom. Otherwise, this type of stuff can happen.